Most men misunderstand what makes a conversation truly memorable. They assume attraction grows when they appear more successful, more confident, funnier, or more impressive. But sometimes, the strongest connection begins with something much simpler, making another person feel genuinely understood. Many women receive plenty of attention. People notice their appearance, compliment their clothes, and ask the usual questions about work, hobbies, or weekend plans. But being noticed is not the same as being known. A thoughtful question can interrupt the usual script and make someone stop for a moment and think, "That's interesting. Nobody has asked me that before." That pause can change the entire energy of a conversation. Of course, no question can magically create attraction, and these should never be used as tricks. But when asked with genuine curiosity, they can move a conversation beyond predictable small talk and reveal the person behind the surface. The first question is, what's something you believed a few years ago that you see completely differently now? This opens a window into how she has changed. Her answer might involve a relationship, career, family experience, or simply growing older. Instead of learning what she does, you begin learning how life has shaped her. Then ask, when do you feel most like yourself? Maybe it's when she is creating something, traveling, spending time alone, laughing with close friends, or simply sitting somewhere quiet. The answer can reveal where she feels most comfortable without pressure to perform. The third question goes even further. If fear, money, and other people's opinions weren't holding you back, what would you do? Almost everyone carries an idea they rarely say out loud. A dream job, a place they want to live, or a skill they wish they had pursued. The important part is not to immediately judge the answer or turn into a life coach. Sometimes the most valuable thing you can do is simply give someone room to think out loud. Next, try asking, what kind of relationship or connection do you believe you deserve? This question can reveal expectations, experiences, and sometimes uncertainty. It may lead to a meaningful discussion, or she may not have an answer immediately. Either response is fine. A deep conversation does not need to be forced. Another powerful question is, what's something about you that people often misunderstand? This can uncover the gap between how someone appears and how they actually feel. A person who seems distant may simply be cautious. Someone who looks confident may privately struggle with insecurity. Someone who appears highly social may desperately need time alone. Then there is the question, if you could have one honest conversation with your younger self, what would you say? This question often brings out lessons that ordinary conversation never reaches. You may hear about mistakes, regrets, difficult experiences, or moments that completely changed her direction. Suddenly, you are not discussing random facts. You are hearing part of the story that made her who she is. Finally, ask, what does freedom mean to you personally? The word sounds simple until you ask someone to define it. For one person, freedom might mean financial independence. For another, it could mean emotional peace, creative control, travel, or the ability to live without constantly meeting other people's expectations. That answer can tell you a surprising amount about what she values and where she hopes her life is going. But here's the part that matters more than all 7 questions combined: how you listen after asking them. A meaningful question followed by distraction, interruption, or a rehearsed response loses its value. Real connection happens when curiosity is genuine. You do not need to prove that you are the smartest person in the conversation. You do not need to immediately compare every answer to your own experience. Sometimes, a short pause and a sincere follow-up question are more powerful than a 10-minute story about yourself. The goal is not to make someone fall for you through a psychological formula. Human connection does not work like that. The real value is becoming better at seeing people as individuals instead of treating every conversation like a performance. Because being memorable is not always about saying something extraordinary. Sometimes, it is about asking something thoughtful and then being genuinely interested in the answer. The person who feels heard may not remember every word you said, but they may remember how different the conversation felt. And that is where real connection begins. Not with a performance, not with a strategy, but with the rare ability to look past the surface and actually want to know who is standing in front of you.